Hello everyone and welcome back to Geekerbytes Huawei MatePad Pro review after 1 month. This is going to be our full on review of this device. I'm going to look at all the various bits and bobs, the little things that you might be interested in if you purchase this device. We'll talk about price at the end. So first off, I'm going to start off with a specs overview, just so we know what we're talking about. Alright, so we start off with processor. Everybody likes that. The MatePad Pro comes with a system on chip, which is a Kirin 990, a 7nm plus die process. That means it's comparable to 2020 flagship model phones. So things like the latest Samsungs, the latest Huawei's, the latest Xiaomi's will all come with this kind of system on chip. Now, what does the Kirin 990 have? It has a Octa-core processor, which is 8 processor chips. 2 of them are 2.86 GHz Cortex-A76, and 2 of them are 2.09 Cortex-A76, and the last 4 are 1.86 Cortex-A55. What this means basically is that it will have 2 high performing chips, 2 medium performing chips, and the last 4 are low power battery saving chips. Alright, and what else is on this system on chip is the graphics processor, the Mali-G76 MP16, which is about 16 different cores for graphics processing. Alright, so that we talked about that, the processor. Now let's talk about how much RAM this thing comes with. It comes with a generous 8 GB of RAM. You can check that here. If I scroll down here, it says RAM 8 GB, and the storage is 256. This is the mid-range one because there is a 128 gig ROM storage and a 6 GB RAM version as well. That will probably come in a little lower, but this is the version that's available in Malaysia, the one that Huawei is trying to push to everyone else. It also has UFS 3.0 storage that is pretty fast if you compare it to other phones like my Pixel here. If I just look up the specs, compare. Alright, if I look at the Pixel 3, which was last year's flagship phone for Pixel, it comes with a UFS 2.1, so that's rather interesting, right? Okay, moving on. We also have the display. Now, the display is the most interesting bit because you're going to spend the most time looking at it. Display comes at a 2560 by 1600 pixels. It's a 16 by 10 ratio, 280 ppi density, 280 pixels per inch density. It says so right here, 2560 by 1600, and this is a LCD screen. Typically I like LED screens more, but LCD is power saving, and it is usually the best for tablets. We don't need LEDs for tablets because you're not going to spend much time out there in the sun. It comes in at 540 nits typical brightness. 500 nits is your usual LCDs by Xiaomi, Huawei. Alright, moving on from there, we have a front facing camera and a back camera. I like this little front facing guy here. The front facing camera, this one that's facing us, is a 8 megapixel f2.0 with HDR, and it records at 1080p 30 fps. And the back one is a 13 megapixel f1.8 PDAF with a LED flash HDR, and it can record up to 4K 30 fps or 1080p 30 fps. Well, not too good, not the best, but you know, you're not gonna take this and start waving it around in public. It's a little too big. I would suggest use a phone for that. Alright, one of my favorite bits is the sound. It has 4 speakers, right? Harman Kardon tuned. That's pretty cool. I'll do a test on the loudness later. I'll play some music from YouTube, and we'll see how that sounds with the video. It also has Wi-Fi AC, which means you will get 2.4 GHz, you will get 5 GHz dual band. So I'm connected to my Wi-Fi, and it's pretty nippy, pretty fast. And it has 5.1 Bluetooth with A2DP and LE. It also comes, let's see, is this an LTE model? The LTE model will come with GPS, so you can hook it up to your car, and if you have a big enough holder, and use it for GPS, that would be pretty fun. I still prefer using my phones. Now moving on, we've also got battery. Alright, it comes with a large 7250 milliampere hour battery. This I noticed can last me easily a day and a half if I'm watching videos, if I'm using it intensively, and it charges up pretty fast as well. It's got fast charging, 40 watts if you use the built-in the bundled 40 watt charger. It also has wireless charging, 15 watts, and it has reverse wireless charging, 7.5 watts. I'm going to test it out later with my Pixel. Alright, so let's dive into this beast of a machine. Alright, it's supposed to beat all the Apple's iPads and the Samsung tablets that have been coming out. So as you can see, I've set up my device, and I've been using it for almost a year already, and sorry, a month, not a year. And I've installed some stuff in there. Now most of this stuff, you have to remember that the Huawei MatePad Pro doesn't come with Google services. Alright, GMS, Google Mobile Services. So what you can get in there is everything that you can get on the Huawei App Gallery, or what I like to use is APK Pro. There is also another one called what do we have here? Let's start out with what can we find on the App Gallery. Alright, now because this is the thing that Huawei is really pushing. They're trying to show that they don't have to depend on Google services. So let's fire it up. This is what the Huawei App Gallery looks like. It has a lot of basic Malaysian stuff, right? We've got T-Live, we've got TikTok, Shopee, Maybank to You, the My Sejahtera app that we need to use during this period, Touch and Go app, we've got some basic pedometers, GPS maps, Premier League, a lot of you like football, Lazada, DG, Dual Space for WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook, you can get it all from here. I'll do a test here, I'll show you. Okay, so let's see if we can get Facebook. Okay, so it pushes me to the Huawei browser. I've got Opera installed actually, so I don't want to use the built-in browser, but oh well, we'll give it a try. So as you can see, it downloads Facebook. Okay, install. As you can see, the device is pretty fast. Alright, it nips around with everything. It doesn't really hang with much things. Okay, so I'm gonna go test out Facebook. It should be installed. There you go, you got Facebook app. Right, I didn't install Facebook here because I use it on my phone. Alright, here we go. It asked me to log in, so I'll log in another time. Don't want all of you look at my Facebook, do we? And these are other apps installed. I installed a game. I've got Netflix, Opera, VLC player for me to watch videos. There's also a kids corner here. So you got email, contacts, calculator, all the basic apps. Let's get back to the app gallery. So you got Jokes Music We got some games down here. Asphalt 9. I don't see any of there's Lords Mobile if you guys play that. Other than that, I don't see much else. So you can see Snapchat, Hotlink, My TNB, all the stuff that we Malaysians like, right? Line, Maxis, Astro Go, AirAsia, Settle, right? So these are the kind of apps that you can get in the Huawei app gallery. Alright. Now as you notice, I've been using the gesture navigation. I really like the gesture navigation. Some people can't seem to get used to it. They like the 3-button navigation at the bottom. That is actually very easy to set up. Okay, if I go to home screen, no, it's not home screen. It's in system and updates. Yeah, there we go. System navigation. You can choose the 3-button one, and it shows the 3 buttons down here for back, home, and going to your app drawer, your app recent apps. But I like the gesture, so I'm going back to the gestures. Okay, I don't need the tutorial. See, I like how the gestures work out. Let's check out APK Pure. Not suggesting that you guys use this all the time. As you notice, the APK Pure has this thing where it doesn't really follow the orientation of my tablet. See, I'm using it in landscape mode. It defaults to portrait. I don't know why. Now this is where I downloaded my Netflix, because I can't live, I mean my tablet is mostly for Netflix, so I installed Netflix from APK Pure, VLC as well. I had an issue earlier where it sort of didn't really work out, but then I reformatted it, I installed it, and it worked again. We'll check out Netflix in a while. We'll see how. I actually like the latest Netflix. Okay, so this is the Netflix. I'm a big Star Trek fan, so you'll see a lot of that. Okay, so what I like about the latest Netflix that I just downloaded is that the spacebar works as pause, the up and down buttons on the keyboard work as volume buttons. How cool is that? That's pretty cool. Gives me a bit of a shortcut. A lot of you will use this as a media device or a productivity device. I have to admit, I've been using it mostly as a media device, not really a productivity one, because mainly because I don't have the Google services. I'm pretty integrated into Google. I like using Google Keep, Google Sheets, and all those things. So the problem is that I can't access those things with the MatePad Pro. If you want to use it as a productivity device, you're gonna have to find alternatives to that. Alright, I'll move into the accessories later. We've got the pencil and the keyboard. Alright, came along with the device. So let's see what we have built in. Alright, so there's APK Pure. I used VLC as well. Let me do a test for you of that Harman Kardon sound. Right, so we're gonna go to Opera. I've got YouTube loaded. I've got some royalty-free music here. I'm gonna go ahead and play this, give you a sound sample for about I don't know, 15 seconds maybe. Here we go. Listen up. So that's a sound sample. It gets pretty loud, as you can see. If we go halfway, I would say 3/4 is about 75%. About 75% is great for listening if you're sitting right directly in front of it, right? I'm gonna turn that down. Don't want any funny surprises blowing up in my face. So that's the sound, I might give you another sample just to hear. Let's go back. Okay, so let's see other copyright-free music. That's not a sample for you. It gets pretty damn loud. Alright, so moving on. As I said before, that is 4 stereo sound speakers, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, somewhere at the back here. We can have a look at it later when I disengage it. And those are tuned by Harman Kardon. In my usage, when I watch videos, I've noticed that depending on the encoding, it gets pretty loud. Netflix is just fine. It works just fine for me. The sound quality, sound reproduction is there. Alright, so I like to say we move on to the battery. This thing has a massive 7250 milliampere hour battery that you can charge using the regular cable right here. Type-C cable. If you use Huawei's built-in one, it's going to be 40 watts fast charging, and it also has wireless charging. Now I have a wireless charger here. I haven't got it to work, but I managed to get the reverse wireless charging at 7.5 watts. I'm going to test it out for you guys now with my Pixel. There you go. Close it. Right, and this is my Pixel. It has a wireless charging, and you just place it somewhere in the middle. Okay. Wait. The damn thing doesn't want to detect it. Ah yes, I think it turns off the wireless charging, reverse wireless charging when you stop using it. Okay, so we gotta turn it back on. Okay, so that's under settings. If you want to use reverse wireless charging, you go on the battery. Alright, you got battery. And I turned this on earlier to test it, and it has turned itself off to save, because it is a actual coil working. Alright, so if we close it now, turn it on. This is my Pixel right here, Pixel 3. You can see it's charging wirelessly. Alright, if you want to see how fast it's charging, it's actually not that fast. This one, right? So there you go. I'm gonna wait a while. See if we can check it this way. Just wait a while for it to come in. There we go. Charging. Wireless charger. See, it comes charging at about 200 milliamperes, like that. Max about 230. I haven't seen it gone up, but it should charge at 7.5 watts. But I have to say, reverse wireless charging is not going to be the fastest charging for you. Alright, so I'm going to stop that. A lot of you will be asking, does it have Android 10? Yes, it does have Android 10. It comes with dark mode, right? And if you go, see, it's turned off. Once you pull it back up, it turns off the wireless charging because you don't have anything on the back. Might as well turn off that coil. So dark mode, alright, it should be under display. So display, we got dark mode and ebook mode. Alright, ebook mode, it turns it a bit yellow. I'm not sure if you can see it. So it goes completely black and white. makes it easier for you. But this is a big thing to use in the bed. I would not take this to bed with me. I'll have a flat face in the morning. Alright, so we have high comfort mode. Let's turn on dark mode. Show you this. Dark mode right there. It changes the dark mode within this setting. So let's say if you use calculator, it's got dark mode in here, versus if you didn't have dark mode. So everything turns white, right? So see, calculator turns white as well. So system apps would follow the system dark mode, and well, it depends if the app was built for it. It's like Opera, you can set up dark mode yourself. So open up Opera. It is built in dark mode, which I set up earlier. You can turn it up, turn it off here. Opera has its own, right? And VLC will follow the system. Alright, so now let's talk about hardware. Let's talk about the M Pencil. We'll talk about the keyboard. I like the keyboard. It's got some nice travel. It's easy to use, easy to type. It's got enough spacing between the buttons, and it charges magnetically through. It doesn't need to charge actually. It doesn't have a battery, but it connects Bluetooth to the device via magnets, so you can see how the magnets work, right? It's like that. Okay, it looks like that. It has two separate notches, one here and one further back. I like to use it in the more forward one, where it's a bit more inclined. And the pencil as well, it connects magnetically. You can see it says Huawei right there. Right there, Huawei. Nice. And you see when I plug it back in to the keyboard, to the tablet, it attaches magnetically up here. There's a little notch here, right? The sides are, it's like an octagon, rounded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Octagon, pentagon. That's a pentagon. So when you stick it back up here, watch this area here. It will tell you how much battery it has left. Right there. The M Pencil has 100% battery. Okay, so let's do a test of the M Pencil in here. Now this app is built into, it comes with the device, and I had just opened it, and we're going through the welcome screens. Okay, it doesn't just work here, it also works in the default Note app for Huawei. We'll go and have a look at that in a while. Here it actually has some smartness. I guess this was built for Huawei by the I'll sign in later. Okay, so it's asking me to do a test. I'm going to do a test now. Alright, so it enabled that. Okay, so it's teaching us how to use it. You can scratch it to erase certain words. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to test it out. Cover all the characters. Erase the red text. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hey, I win a prize. Separate the red letters. So this is pretty smart. I like this. Watch that. It sort of knew where I wanted it, even though I missed it by a bit. To break a line, use the same gesture between the red words. Alright, so we got there. Boom, there you go. You add another line. Join the red letters. You can swipe up. Vertical line upwards brings them closer. Vertical line downwards separates them. Okay, again, upwards joins the letters together. Double tap on the text to convert it. Double tap the text. No, I gotta use my finger. There you go. You've converted it from writing to proper text. Double tap again to enable full editing. Okay. So that was a short little tutorial. It's got some Chinese apps pre-installed. We'll stick to the US one. Although here in Malaysia we prefer to use the British one. I prefer to use the British one. So we have to select notebook name. Okay, so some things can't. Okay, so I got note 1. Here we go. So I'm going to test out the pencil a little bit for you guys. To show you how easy it is, it's actually very well made, comparable to the iPhone, the iPads. Now I have to say it can't compete with iPad Pro. The iPad Pro has way more touch points, way more sensitivity that you can do shading and stuff like that. This one, it's, I would say, a bit mid-range. It's not there, it's not up there, but it is better than, say, a budget tablet, right? So I'm going to try writing one now. Now your handwriting's got to be decently legible for that. I'm starting to, oh, let's cancel that. Hey, there we go. Made sad. Cancel that. It actually is pretty intuitive. Pro. Iroh? That's some Legend of Korra stuff. Sorry, Avatar stuff. Yeah, that thing keeps getting in the way. Pro? Yeah, there we go. So now remember, up. No, that's not working out that well for me. You can change the keyboard, you can erase stuff. That's pretty easy to erase. You can lasso stuff. So let's try writing smaller characters. Okay. So I think we've got to turn this down for me to get a better writing position. Okay, so that's not working out that well, is it? So you can see you can detach it. Just put it down. Oh, I was in erase mode. Here we go. Not so much into the cursive, but yeah, here we go. Geekerbytes. Right. Here's our WordPress. Oops. Right, so I can. Alright, so I wanna. Yeah, look at that. Now it's a link. I wonder if I can press on it. We can. Let's go through the keyboard tutorial for Nebo. Yeah. Edit with keyboard. Typical stuff. Type what you want. Select the touch. Mix keyboard and pen. Okay. Okay, so alright. That's tutorial number 1 for using the pen. So you see it attaches magnetically onto the back plate here and to down here. Just gonna do that. It attaches magnetically at the top. So that was a short, quick look at the pencil, which I actually quite like, except for the fact that I wish it had a little nook to sit in, maybe like there, sitting to the case or something like that. Up here is very convenient, but you know, if you pick it up, it just sort of falls right off, right? If it was in a nook and you sort of push it out, it little bit more secure. That's my thought on that. And the keyboard, I want to show you before we go into the keyboard, the built-in note app, right there. We're gonna try to use it just like that. It's actually pretty cool. It's got a lot of features down here. You can choose what kind of pencil you want. That's an eraser, marker pen. So now if I want to use a pen, we'll just go hello. We'll do a shameless plug again. Geekerbytes.wordpress.com. Or you can find us on Facebook.com/Geekerbytes. That's pretty simple. There is one more thing I want to show you. Really neat trick with this tablet. Alright, it's not that. Here we go. I'm just going to save this because I'm proud of it. Back it up a bit. Now, in the lock mode, you can actually start typing. And let's try to shade. So I like the pencil. It's very, very cool. We've got an Instagram. Oops. This tablet's very forgiving. So, Instagram.com. Find us there. Alright, follow us. I put up a lot of pictures of cats. Space there. So much space here. What is this? Magic lasso. So I can move that around. Imagine that, right? Let's move this whole thing a little bit further. Hey, what do you know? That's pretty cool. You can move it around. I ran out of space and moved it here. Okay. What else we got? We are also on Twitter, but I have to admit I'm not using Twitter that much. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and those are the things that I update the most. Okay, so that's about it. If you have any questions, please do post below and let us know what you want to know about this. I will be putting up a written blog post tool for when we first get it and our impressions 1 month later. Follow us and you'll get updated on that. Okay, Huawei MatePad Pro, available from Huawei. Yes, I did say I was going to mention the price. The Pro, this model, with 8GB RAM, 256 GB ROM, comes in at 2,000 ringgit, in ringgits 2399. Alright, you can, if you buy, you can get with the pencil and the keyboard. There is a new 5G version out. I'm not sure if you want to spend an extra 1,000. You can get it for 3,300. You can put in a 5G SIM. I haven't really heard much hoo-ha about 5G in Malaysia. I think we're still in our infancy. So that's it for our Huawei MatePad Pro review after 1 month, and I've shown you some tips and tricks in it. And I'm not sure if a lot of you noticed, there is a Nova S7 SE box sitting here. We do have the Nova 7 SE phone with us. If you subscribe, you can see us do a review on that one. This beauty came in about a week ago. It's got a side fingerprint reader, and well, the rest all you're gonna have to wait and see. Thank you for watching. Click subscribe if you like, and ding the notification bell to see the latest updates. We will catch you on the next one. Cheers, bye.